Hello world, welcome to the stream. I'm Petey Codes, and this is coding a roguelike in C. I believe this is day 48 of development, and we are kind of sprinting towards the finish. I've kind of set a scope that I'd like to achieve for this game, and we are rapidly approaching it. If you can see the task list above my head, last session we did some game balancing, and we might need to do a little bit more balancing today. I was playing some rounds of the game off stream, and right now the player success is heavily dependent right now on the starting condition. If a player starts in a room with other monsters and no equipment, they are most likely going to die, which is not an optimal player experience. So we'll take a look at that. Also, the final tick mark there on my task list, adding a win condition and a win screen. So hopefully we will get through those items today and be very nearly done with this game as I have it scoped. Which is exciting. So let's jump in. Alright, let's see. Where do we want to start? Let's add our... let's just jump in and add our win screen. I talked about adding an end game kind of winning, you won the game, hooray you screen. And offline I was looking at a few images that I might be able to use for this. Let's see if I can pull those up here. So one of the options, since this game is gem based, that's how we're keeping score. I thought maybe having a hand holding a giant gem would be cool. So that's one option, and then the other option I have is just like a massive diamond looking thing. So I picked these two, we'll have to see how they look. We will run them through the ASCIification routine that I wrote and see how they look as ASCII characters. I'm guessing that one will probably translate better than the other, but I haven't run them through that routine yet, so we'll have to see. So I'm going to borrow the implementation for one of my screens, so we can add a new screen win or something. Call it. Oh, and I'm back on my Windows machine this time. Apparently, the last Windows 10 update borked my graphics card driver. So what I needed to do is just grab the latest driver for the graphics card that I have, and then the game was showing up just fine. So I don't really know what happened, but I'm glad that that is resolved. Alright, so let's add a new file. Let's call it screen win or something. Screen win game. And we'll leave. Oh. So I haven't added a new screen in a while. What kind of information do I put in? I think it's just, yeah, blah, 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 screen. Started, let's see, today is the 2nd? It's 3rd? What is today? It is... I don't even know what day. I know it's Sunday. Hey, that's something. It is the 3rd, yes, of December. So hopefully we'll wrap this game up, the development of this game up in 2017. All right, so got our show, screen show win. So we'll spin up our view, set the terminal font to be used for this screen, and then we'll set it as the just got to be careful with the copy pasta. Don't have to deal with the config Hall of Fame config file for this screen. That doesn't make sense. And then our handle event is going to be handle event in. So, hey, excellent guard dog. Do and handle event when. We're not going to do render entries because that is something we're interested in for this screen. We are going to do the background view, and then we'll do handle event here. Yes, that should be good. So we'll load and process the background image once. In this case, let's try with this U1 1. We'll run it through our Askify routine and then draw it to the screen. And I'm going to comment this stuff out for them. It's going to go away entirely. And as far as handling events for this screen, we can do... Well, let's see. Do we want to show... What is our sequence of events that we want to happen? If the player wins, chances are they're going to make the Hall of Fame. We can show... I guess we can... Maybe we'll emulate the end game screen. Show player stats and the... Yeah, I probably should have copied that one instead. Thought about it. But that's okay. We'll do this here. We'll render info view. So we might be able to borrow this. Oh. Okay, background. Your background view. Do render the info view. And this will display the hero stats at the top, the level, the gems, and then show the Hall of Fame underneath it and give them options for starting a new game or quitting. So we would also want to borrow the actions for those. So if they hit N, start a new game, and if they hit escape, they're going to quit the game. So we'll put those in our event handler. Those together. don't need this anymore. I'm just going to render the background here. Where is... Oh, so we're setting up the info rect here. We'll do that. Because we'll now have multiple views. We'll have the background view and we'll have the is here. Set up the info view with our terminal font. And handed the render info view routine that we just added as well. How's everyone doing this fine Sunday morning? Are you working on their own projects out there, doing Ludum Dare this weekend? I am not organized or fast enough, nor do I have the entire weekend to set aside for it. I'd like to do that someday, but see if the stars ever align and allow me an entire weekend to code and stream, which would be super fun. Alright, so next we need to bring in this screen. And we'll trigger a win. Let's add a hotkey, a temporary hotkey that will allow us to trigger this screen, so we can test it out. So we'll go into our main event handler. I don't think we have a key binding to W, which would make sense here. So we'll do W. Screen show. What's that? So we're gonna need a. Do I have to show win? Sorry. We'll change it to win game. That makes more sense. And let's see. Subviews undeclared identifier. Yes. So I need another. I just need to call it this. Nope. Not happy. console. Yeah. Background view. Guess that's. Is that under info view? Oh, yes. So I'm gonna need to change that. That's the problem. Got name conflicts because I already have. I borrowed it on mass, but I need to rename it so because it's all in the same namespace. Although theoretically, I don't need that on this. I could reuse the function, but I feel like they might diverge at some point, so I'm gonna just enter info. Just put it. Call it win info. Change this. This needs to be rendered. Yeah, I'm gonna need to change that as well. So the win background view, show win. And win, yes. Okay. Undeclared identifier, oh no. Grab this. Paste it up here. Oh, we have this. I just need render win view, render win view. What is this? Oh, that's good. All right. So let's see what we've got here. Start a new game. Oh, I gotta get to that sword. Whip it. So now I can deal with this goblin, maybe, and this kobold, maybe, or I die. Okay. That's what I said about balancing. Sometimes with the, I'm considering starting the player with a sword or something. I don't know. We need to balance the game start. Let's try it again. Oh, it's a mess. So I'm gonna just trigger our win condition, and we blew up. So that's sweet. Get any sort of exception thrown. Access violation. So we got a memory error. In our image load. Okay, thank you. So we are trying to load from. We're trying to load our U1. And our win. Load from file. Should be. Okay. So our image data that we loaded up. Oh, you know what? I'm a moron. Yes, that is the issue here. I am a moron. My loading routine for graphics works for pings, and I am trying to load a JPEG. So shame on me. You know, graphics formats. They're all the same, right? So let me quickly jump in and try to save that as something else. Do I even have... God, I wonder if Paint will do it. Can I just do this? File, save as? Ping. Sorry, I'm just gonna try and do this quick. Where am I? Dev. Okay, U1, we'll save that. And then we will open the other one, U12, JPEG. Stop. 2. Why is it giving me a different program? Thanks. Photos, let me save it. Open with, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know what. Look at this awesome graphical. All these artifacts here. So we'll do save as thing. We'll try and save that here and shut this thing down. So now, theoretically, we have those as pings. One ping. There we go. Let's see. New game and win condition. Let's give it a go. Nope. Nope, nope. This one's a fun one. Assertion failed. The image height. Oh, this is curious. It failed in my Askify. Cell height is 16. The image height is 680. So slowly coming back to me now. I do believe that one of the requirements, another requirement for using images for the Askify routine is that it does need to be divisible by 16, which is our cell width and height. It's evenly divisible by 16. So we've got 680, which is not, it's a trusted Microsoft Store app that makes me feel good. 680 divided by 16 is 42.5. So it looks like we need to take 8 off of that and come up with 672, right? 672 divided by 16 would be 42. So 672 is the height that we're looking for here. 672 back into... Let's get this game off the screen. I'm going to go into U1, 1, and I'm going to open it in Paint, and I'm going to crop it. Let's see. What the crap? So what did we say? 672? Let's scroll down. To 672, and did it not? Okay, so we've got 1024 by 6 by selection is 672. So can we crop this? 1024 by 672. Should be great. So let's save this bad boy. And run it again. New game, win. Okay. Did we hit a... Did I have a breakpoint in here? Or did it crash? Stopped. Well, probably because I don't have HOF config. It did not like that. So I need to remember I pulled it out of the initial first copied it. I pulled it out. It needs to go back in there. So we'll do we need to parse our Hall of Fame file. We'll do it right at the here. All right, so we've got something. We've got our info view here, which is not... just need to position some of this stuff. So we've got our image here, which is not big enough to fill our screen. I have to upsize that. Okay, and then we've got our border, and then we've got the hero stats. We get rid of this border. I'd like to do something like you've won up here, and then have hero stats overlaid with some transparent. I don't want this black background. I want to do some transparency. So we'll escape to quit. That works. How big? Their images. I don't even. got game over, for example, is 1280 by 720. That's what we need to fit our screen sizes. So take G. Again, we will open it with Paint. And then resize it so that it is 1280 by 720. So we'll do 1280, and then we're going to have to crop it to 720, but that's fine. Okay. So let's do select all, and then we'll crop it to be 720. So we'll do that, 756, that's kind of good, and then we'll do 720. As you can tell, I don't use Paint, so let's just try a select. Struggle is real. Stupid. I apologize for my paint. $720. It's not gonna let me do this. Let's don't save this. Let's try using a real program. How's everyone doing out there this morning? Apparently GIMP just wants to think about starting up. Go Bitter, what's up, man? Programming away. What are you doing? Ludum Dare, or working on a different project, or what are you working on? Let me. I need to very quickly add a capture for GIMP. It'll be ugly for now, but love me some good C code. Yeah, me too. I don't know that this is good C code, but you know, we try. Just implemented Windows State Restoration, including Arrow Snap, and now adding full screen support. So you're doing Arrow Snap, that's a Windows thing, isn't it? Okay, back to the GIMP here. Let's see if the GIMP can do what I want. I would like to just friggin' select something. Press the Windows key, and arrow to dock your window to the screen. Oh, okay. You didn't release an API for that, really? It's kind of rough. Oh, I didn't save my reset. I'm like, why is this image so small? Probably going back to controller input, HID devices. Fun stuff, man. Are you working on a game or some other project? Scale image. I want to do 1280. Okay, yes, that's what I want. Scale. Boom. But I don't zoom out. Picker. So 1280 by 720, is that what I said? Yes, I think it was. Okay. Can we crop? What is a zealous crop? Ooh. 1279. Oh, I missed it. 1279 by 720. Wrappers. Can I not adjust this? Sadness. That seems good. Get that centered. And now we will drop it. What the crap? Game engine. Building game engine, that's cool. Bunch of ideas, none of them really fleshed out, but that's cool. It's fun to mess around with engines and stuff. So the issue with the image is that it needs to be, with my current askification routine, it's kind of brittle in that it won't adjust. Well, so it'll work within the defined cell size in the program, and right now my cells in ASCII mode are 16 by 16. So two things with the image. One, the image needs to be, the height and width need to be multiples of 16 so that they fit evenly into cells. And then with the screen size that I've defined in terms of number of cells, that would force a required image size of 1280 by 720. So I'm just trying to crop those now. And if I had thought about this beforehand, I would have done this all on my Mac beforehand, which is what I'm more familiar with when working with images. But I'm just muddling through with the Windows stuff right now. 1278 by 720. All right, screw this. I'm gonna do this. Scale image. Unlock. Just say 1280. Okay, there's no distortion with those 2 pixels. So we've got 1280 by 720. Let us Save this as... No, to export as, that's what I want. Ping, U1 ping, the right folder there. Export and place. Sure, we'll go with all of this. Now, let's see. Hide this. See what happens with a properly sized image. Oh, I should probably hide. Okay, so our image fills the entire screen now. But let me hide this stuff so we can actually see the image. And then we'll kind of render the other layers on as we go. So show win game. I'm going to just comment this out for the moment. I think I might also need to take a border off. Yeah, this thing. That which looks kind of cool. Let's see. Where's the border coming from? Is that this? There we go. Okay, so there is our Askified image. And again, this toggle should work. So there's our original image, and there's the Askified version, which is actually, that's a pretty clean... It's pretty friggin' awesome if I do say so myself. I don't know, with the multi-facets and stuff, like, I don't know, it looks okay in this view. In this, it looks like, I don't know, maybe you're holding like a big blue furry thing. But I like the image translation. Let's see what happens with the other one. I do like this, but let's see if the other one's better. So let's quit and bring our friend GIMP back. To ping, open this bad boy. There it is. So what we need to do is we need to resize it. Let's go 1280, 853, okay, we'll scale it. Just hit minus. I'm trying to do like Alt minus and Control minus. And it's just minus. All right, 853. We need to get to 720. So maybe. All right, let's just figure it out. $720. Let's just get... Oh, that's no fair. It makes it smaller and bigger. I want to move the whole thing. Oh, I guess that's how you do it. I think do this. I want to make this go back to the original size and expand the canvas. 1280 by 720. Then we'll move this guy. Can I move this guy? Kind of center. Let's move it over here. Go a little bit different with the screen. So we're gonna display the Hall of Fame. So we need to figure out where we want that to go. Maybe this goes over here, and then the Hall of Fame is on the right side. That seems good, right? Do I need to add a layer so that I can draw on the back of it? Okay. There we go. So something like that. And then we can have the Hall of Fame stuff like over here. That might work. Let's export. And let's see what that looks like. So let's switch out U1, 1, 2, run this, and win. That looks okay. It's a pretty good askification. Snag my wires. That seems good enough for now. Let's call it good. So let's do. Yeah, I agree. The light looks a little. Yeah, this bit is not so good. So let's see what we can do with that. Okay, let's see. Oh, go in here. Right, no, I was going to do all this graphic stuff. I would have maybe gone on the Mac today. So maybe we'll just smudge it for now. Let's see how this works. Is this going to let me smudge it past here? Why do I still have this selected? Oh, because the link. Pixels on pixels. Why didn't it let me draw out here? It's not a select. It looks like a selection, but it's not. Look, you can't select none. I thought it was selected, but it's not. It's like that's what happened when I moved it. Is there a unmove or exit from move mode? Triangle select. See if I select this and then it's not a selection. Exactly what is happening. No. So do that and get rid of the selection. It's not a... Maybe the layer's only that big? I don't think so, though. It could be. If I... You know what I'm gonna do? I bet if I smash the layers together... Merge. Merge. There it goes. Okay. I don't know why that layer was confined to the image size, especially when I resized the canvas. I would have expected the layer size to... Yes, I'm using GIMP right now, which I'm not that familiar with, but it's close enough to other programs that I am familiar with. That... All right, let's try smudging. See if that looks like crappy. Let's see. Get a bigger smudge. That's not what I'm looking for. Our size, here we go. Better, that's better. It's still too big. Let's bring it down a little bit. Grab some of this white. Smooth. Not the worst. The best, but not the worst. If you squint, it looks really good. Okay, let's just call that good enough for now. Let's see what it, and especially once we askify it, it'll be fine. Okay, let's give that a go and see what we get. And yeah, so that looks okay. That looks pretty good. I'll take it. It's a little bit. It's not quite as faded along the edges. It looks a little bit brighter. We can maybe fix it just a bit. But I think it, especially for the ASCII version of it, it looks fine. Let's just do a little bit of work on it. And some of this. Can I? Is an airbrush gonna be? Oh, I can always undo. Yeah, something softer like that. So let's try that. Take a big brush, turn the opacity to a low value, make it black, yeah. So I did with the... Yeah, it's true. Maybe if I did that with the airbrush, that would be what I'm looking for. So airbrush... where's alpha? Oh, you can even change the flow. Sweet. Alright, let's try that. Let's turn the flow way down. I just want to see what it looks like. Oh, yeah, that looks good. So let's see. And then just take this and smudge it. I don't know, probably making this worse, but... Alright, that's... Let's just kind of diffuse this. Alright, that's not the most awful thing ever. Let's just go with that. Win. Yeah, that looks better. You get the kind of fading to black around edges. Okay, so let's do well, let's figure out some layout real quick. So up here I'm going to put something like U1 gold, and then over here is where we're going to put our info box. And maybe we don't show the Hall of Fame. Maybe we'll show the player stats, and then we'll show a link. Well, the commands will be show the Hall of Fame, start a new game, and quit. So that, I think that's probably a good way to go. And I'm gonna put like I did with the kind of the death screen, I'm gonna put the text right into the image. Font sans, how big is this? I don't remember how big I made the other font. Let's do 128, see how big that looks. And then the color, we're gonna want like a goldish color for this. You win. Scale this bad boy. And change our font. We're just kind of looking for a nice blocky font. Maybe like, do they have impact on? Let's do Comic Sans. Impact condensed. That's good. Let's make that bigger. Because you win. I don't know how it's going to render that end. Maybe we do all caps. Go really big, 128. You win. See how that looks askified. Kind of crappy. Can't even tell these are exclamation points. So impact condensed is not the right font. Whoa. Probably. It's just a little bit much. It's not going to askify very well. I just need a nice... Dang, there's a lot of fonts.
Just wanna feel like this forever. I love it when my feet don't touch the ground, touch the ground. Don't wanna let these colors fade, kaleidoscopes inside my head. Just wanna feel like this. Just wanna feel like
That's not bad. That might work. See what that looks like. It's not awful. Alright, I like that. That's fine. Looks pretty good. Oh. Select everything.
I just wanna feel like this forever. I love it when my feet don't touch the ground, touch the ground. Don't wanna let these colors fade, kaleidoscopes inside my head. Just wanna feel like this. Just wanna feel like this forever.
So, a little bit. think. Run. Oh, that's worse. Oh, it's like dripping. Let's try again. So with the algorithm, it kind of depends. What the algorithm does is it looks at each cell, and it looks at the pixels in each cell, and then it tries to figure out what the dominant color is, what the secondary color is, and then it tries to figure out the best fit ASCII character for rendering that cell. And so positioning within the actual ping, the image, depending on where certain things fall within the cell, that ratio can get thrown off, and so images can get more or less distorted based on how they line up with the cells. And so apparently when we moved that around, we shifted it from what was probably a pretty optimal position to a less optimal one. So maybe we'll just give it a little bit of a shift over here, and it would seem to be drop it down a little. See how that looks. Better. Okay. I think we were bleeding down into that next row of cells, and so it was causing some of the letters to look like they were dripping. And this looks pretty clean. So I'm good with this. Let's start adding some more stuff. I'm going to shut down GIMP for now. Thank you, GIMP. Let's just kill this. Good. So I think U12 is going to work better for the needs of this screen, so we'll stick with that one. Probably just rename it to, let's just call it U1. Rename the page as well. And for the time being, I can just move those other images out. They didn't make the cut. So I'm going to do this. This out. Okay. So we've got that. Those are out of here now. We've just got the U. Now, let's put... I don't know that I want to have that border. Let's get rid of that. Not going to add that back in. Let's see what happens. We've got our info view. Let's pop that back in. But we're not going to put it... bug number 13. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. You're enjoying it. Info left and top. Oh, I should define those up here. Do win info left. For now, we'll put it 20 cells over, and top. So let's just put it 10 for now, and we can see where that falls. New min. Okay, so it's directly, that's, oh, oops. So we define these guys, and then we're still doing the info. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, not nearly far enough over. And then we also need to make this background transparent for this view. So we'll shift it over. Maybe we can go another 10. How? 50. 50 and 30. It's perfect, because our width is 80. So let's go to our info, view, console. Oh, we don't want to have the, we said we don't want the Hero of Hall of Fame, correct? Get rid of the name. We'll add more instructions, you know. Let's do keep that at 30. I don't know what we'll call it. Let's call it 20 for now. We'll have it 20 cells high. Inserting our view. It'll be 30 by 20, and then let's see where we're rendering that information. So 17.0, we go. We're gonna have to move the instructions up because we start drawing those at 30. So let's do 15, 16, 17 for now. So our put strings are all rendering. Those should be on transparent backgrounds, but we must be setting a view color somewhere. don't remember how we do transparent background. What pointer do I use as element pointers in linked lists? Yeah, it's a void. It's a void. So, where's my list? So list element is just a data, it's a void pointer. And then I cast it on the way in and cast it on the way, oh, I cast it on the way out. So that way I can put whatever I want into the linked list. Let's see if we've got our layout reasonable. There, it's too far. Oh, did I make it? I meant to make it 50. So it's wrapping. Haha, because we made it 30, so it should go. The positioning is probably pretty good though. Bring it down a bit. So our width is 50, and the top should be 12. Where is that? Color. Underwind background. Background color should be transparent. I do not. Background set. So. Setting.
Just believe me, even if the words don't come out, they're here inside my head, stuck inside my mouth.
I thought the only place we stored colors was in. So cell. Let's go for a bitmap. Take that song out. There's too much bad boys. Alright, so I'm looking for... I don't remember where my render should be in this UI. Should be like render or something. Let's render screen. I get a view. I do console clear, which might be the problem. I think this is the problem right here. But I do the, yeah, so console, I do a console clear, just going to override it with black. So this is the issue. It's preventing me from having views with transparent backgrounds. So we're going to need to fix that, because we're going to need that for this screen. Because just looking at it, actually, for this screen we might be able to fudge it. The view is actually like right here, so we may not need to overlay. Starts. Well, let's add it anyway, because it's useful for our engine. So basically what I want to do is in our render screen, if our view is marked as transparent or semi-transparent background, we are going to maybe we just take it so that it passes a color, clear color. UI. So we're in Red console clear. Do we add an additional parameter to console, and it's our clear color? Or BG color? So let's add that to our console. Which makes sense. I don't know why we didn't add that from the get-go. So console new takes the PG color. And so then console clear becomes, instead of this, it's G color. And so now we need to add to this.
We keep going.
just need to supply it to every place that's called. It calls console new, which is a bunch. Can I do find and through open? Oh, I need to add it to the view as well. Because console is hidden use implementation. So we'll add it before our render function. I don't think we need to store them. It's not essential information. So, alright, so the majority, basically all of the views except for our info view that we just added, are going to get solid black as the background color. So do that after. Got a comma in the parameter list. Oh no, which one? In console new. Bug number 15. That was very helpful. That would probably be a pain in the butt to track down. Alright. Looks like here. Oh, endgame gets it, but let's put that there. It's win game that doesn't get it. So here, this is our info view. The background view gets our black background. However, this is just going to be 2, 6, 8. This is going to get completely transparent. I think that's everything. Well, compiles. Yeah. Okay. Let's move it over and see if it. I'm gonna move it right here and see if that actually works. Close some of this stuff. It's just moved over temporarily. Still rendering.
Every man has his own ambition, but even the impossible can happen.
Let's see. $230. So what I'm gonna do? Put a breakpoint here. See what happens. Step in. Console new. We are passing 0, which is exactly right. It's getting a background color of 0, so that looks good. So now let's put a breakpoint in here. Which one is this? This is the background. Yeah, so that's our background. That's our black background. Or the background view, because we render that first, and then we're going to render the input on top of it. So the next time I hit it should be our. Seems like our smaller background color is transparent. So it's going to set all those pixels to just transparent. Which seems to be what we want. Just in our next cycle. So let's let her rip. screen. It's within the screen. Just call the render function. So view. From back to front. So it's back. It's the front. What? I wonder if the problems that are our actual font in those transparent. The background, this terminal file has a black background, but that shouldn't. Maybe we're not making that transparent. Turn all black pixels into transparent pixels, so it certainly seems like we're doing that. I think we even have... I mean, we have places in the game where we're rendering on top of color right here, so it's not that. Alright, well, I'll track that down. Let's not let that hold us up. Now I'm gonna push it. Let's tie this win condition into the game. Okay, so we've got our... You win, we've got our hero stats, and then our commands. So let's add View Hall of Fame as well. So our info view. And let's back this up, so this will be team, this will be team. P code for Hall of Fame. I think it's screen show HFF. Show F. Let's double check that. Screen that has that command as well. Screen show HOF. Okay, view the Hall of Fame. So let's space this out. We've got the space now, so I'll put a blank line between, and then shift this over probably 2. 2 to the right. And we'll do 2. This might be too spread out. Oh, it's too big. It's coming up. Doesn't look. Six, 16 is what I wanted. No. Okay, hero stats, Hall of Fame, start a game, or escape to quit. Hall of Fame, didn't like that. Showing the Hall of Fame crashy on me. Did I get any? I know what the problem is. I fell through. It's a quick game. Because you need a break. Oh, I need a break. Right there, I fell through my case. It just went right to quick game. That's why we didn't get an error, it just shut down gracefully. Alright, new win Hall of Fame. There we are. So, okay, I've got transparency right here. What the? Maybe. Let's look at the Hall of Fame screen and see what's. How do I build that? It's just the background view, so loading the image, and then I'm drawing. So the thing is, I'm drawing. So that's why it's not on. It's not two different views. It's all on one. So there is still an issue with the background not being transparent. But I'll add that to the list. Stuff to look at. G. C. Not working. Take a look at that. But for now, okay, so we've wired in commands for the win game screen. Let's wire up our win condition. So the win condition is going to be when player reaches level 20 and does what? Does something? Maybe when they descend to level 21? When they get so here, level to generate, maybe when we call this with level 21, just trigger end game for now. Let's do that. For now. Win, check for win. If so we've got a do we have a game? Do we have game on? Let's see. Game. We do need to do some endgame processing, so I think we need to do like a game in routine. Just enhance game over and add a win condition. Game over. Determine if they make the Hall of Fame. We still want to do that, especially in a win game scenario. Update that. Yeah, we still want to call game over. How do I go back? It's Alt left arrow. Yeah, so I want to just do this, but instead of showing my end game screen, show game win screen. That'll do it. So if the level generated is level 21, then we're going to count that as a win. We'll call it the portal to the exit. So maybe we'll color it differently. So screen. I'm gonna put some kind of message. do it on the background. Started at 10, it was 10:10. And then some kind of blue, maybe. So, G, so blue, like a B. Something. So I need the screen show in game. I need to hoist that up. Let's see, screen show. Have that in my game. Here. So it doesn't know what function that is. So Here's teleported back to the surface safely. Sweet. Let's move that over though. To like 2 or 3. Push that down. That's good. So let's test our wind condition. Oh, there's one more thing. So in our generate our map. Level management, item per level, level. Where do we put the stairs? Hey, Civil Engine. Welcome to the stream. How do I feel about using Visual Studio Code? I like it. I do cross-platform development, so I work on both Mac and Windows. So I needed a tool that would do that. And I was originally working with Sublime Text, which is a great text editor that is available on both. But then when VS Code came out, I decided to check it out because it has the big advantage it has over Sublime Text is it's got the integrated debugger, which is really sweet, and it's got this whole debugger tab which will let you put your breakpoints in, and it integrates much cleanly with the Microsoft debugger, obviously. Because prior to when I was using Sublime Text, if I wanted to step through the code, I would actually have to launch the full-blown Visual Studio and attach to my process, and it was just kind of a tedious process. And Visual Studio Code allowed me to make that a lot less painful. So I'm enjoying it so far. There are definitely some quirks and some warts, but I'm enjoying it. It's pretty good. If you haven't checked it out. What about Atom? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of kind of hate around. Well, what about Atom? I don't. Atom. Every time I've used it, it's super duper slow. Um, and both Atom and Visual Studio Code are built on the Electron framework, so they're actually running, it's JavaScript in a little hosted browser session, which a lot of people are kind of getting increasingly frustrated with because Electron has a large memory overhead. But I mean, everything's a trade-off. I've found Visual Studio Code to be pretty quick, way faster than Atom, so it's not even a comparison. And I don't know, the Microsoft under Nadella is like a totally different company. Ballmer's out, when Ballmer left, they kind of took up the corporate, proprietary, closed crap with him, and Nadella seems more open. I mean, they had to, as a company, they had to shift, or they would have just gotten consumed by the companies that embrace the internet more fully and more openly. So I like the changes that he's made to the company in terms of open source and sharing and all of that. Atom crashed multiple times on your machine and didn't recover. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of Atom. I think the reality of Atom is that it has a lot of plugins that are poorly coded, and when you just kind of throw a bunch of those together, it leads for a very unstable experience and a slow experience. Okay, so what am I doing? Oh yes, I want to poorly coded add-on story of Notepad++. Yeah, I'm running Notepad++. That's what I'm using for my little to-do list here, but I'm not using any plugins or anything. I'm just using it as a notepad that does coloring and slightly better formatting or fonts or whatever. I forget why I couldn't use the actual notepad that ships with Windows, but I think it was too bare bones for me. So I'm going to draw the portal in a different color, make it look visually different. And maybe we even... Yeah, maybe instead of descend, we actually change the language when we get to it. So maybe we'll do it like a... I don't know what character we're going to use. Let's find where we're adding it first. Sprinkle some items throughout the level, place gems, place staircase. Okay, so we're going to want to do something here. So we've got our glyph. I want to change the visibility that we can keep the position stuff, and then let's do this. If level if we're on level 20, I like to do our more common case first. So if the level to generate is less than 20, we will do that. Keep that existing code. Otherwise, if we are on level 20, I'm going to mix things up a little bit, and we'll do what kind of good. What ASCII character, like a portal? Let's look at our font. Is Emacs in evil mode for my coding? Yeah, I like Emacs. I never really forced myself to learn all of the key code combinations, but I've used it. I use it for simple editing, and then so Portal. We definitely have some options here. What our end game portal is going to look like. We could do this cool Omega symbol, or we could do this guy that looks like a portal. What do we think? Candidates. We could do this thing. That looks kind of like a radiating portal. That could be cool. Let's try that, maybe. So that's in position 15 in our map. It's going to be 15. And what color? We need like a bright, like orange, purple, green. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see, color picker. Like a glowing. Could go something. Our gems are purple, so I don't. Let's do like a glow. No, that's just. Sure, why not? We'll do green. Color's transparent. Okay. Place that position. Okay, implemented a feature for saving the game? No. I deemed that out of scope because the game only goes to level 20. It's going to be pretty quick to play. It's not like a super strategy feature-rich roguelike where you're going to have to really do a lot of thinking. It's more just kind of hack and slash, and I'm implementing the game to learn the systems involved rather than making like a super fun to play game. So I mean, I'll admit it's not going to be the most fun to play, but I'm building in all the elements so that you could build a super fun game on top of it. But I've limited the scope so that I can finish the project at some point. Hopefully at some point in the very near future. Alright, so we're adding a portal to our 20th level. And then we need special, when the player appears on top of stairs, we show a message like, hey, do you want to descend? We want to add a new message when they are on top of the portal. So, I don't remember. Search for descend there. Descend. 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 Level. Oh, it's our in-game screen. Screen. After I descend. Display the message. Oh, no wonder it's here it is. Okay, so we are in stairs down here, descend, environment update. So here we need to check current level. Name equals stairs, so we'll do the if current level number equals 20. Or let's do the same thing because I like to do the common case. If statements first. Else. Why didn't it copy? Okay. There's a glowing. There is a glowing tall light. And I don't think I have it. So we'll do enter. And so for our in-game screen, oh, we're just gonna do this. Okay, so in-game screen. Oh, I have equip. Okay, that's fine. Else, we're gonna treat this as a descent to the next level. Because you remember we checked to see if they try and descend to. Descend, we see, do you have anything to show so far? Yes, I will show you Just a moment. We have a lot to show. Welcome to the screen, Johnny Bay. All right, so we are entering the portal. It will cause the level descend, and then we'll trigger the endgame scenario. So let's see what's what. Somewhere. $650. Somewhere. 1548. Let's go there. Because yes, I declared this outside. Oops. Char. All right. So, I discovered I was originally going to, when I was writing up my to-do list for this thing, I was like, put a jump to level command in, and then I inadvertently realized that we already have one because you can actually hit the descend button at any time in the level, and it doesn't check to see if you're on top of a staircase. So we will add that on, but for now we're going to use it to jump levels. So we're on level 1, now we're on level 2, and so we're just going to descend all the way down to level 20. And we can actually use it to descend to level 21 to try our end game. So let's do that first. So we're, oh gosh. Besides, we're not going to be able to move with all those trolls. We got an ogre and 4 trolls in there. No way we're getting out. So let's descend one more time and see if our end game, our win game scenario trips. Does not appear to be. Oh, it's weird. Let's see. Game. Let's put a breakpoint there and see what level we think we're trying to generate. Just one sec. Alright, so we'll put a breakpoint on the level generate. Oops. So. Level to generate is going to be. I should put. Map would look nicer if the player was always in the center of the screen. So the map is the size of the entire screen. So I purposely am not scrolling the map so that the player can get a sense of what, kind of how much is still unexplored on a particular level. You know, in the next, if I take this engine, build a new game on top of it that's going to have bigger worlds and stuff, then yeah, we would implement some sort of map scrolling. Alright, so for now I'm going to take this breakpoint off and I'm going to start. Let's see. Let's just descend. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And let's go ahead and put breakpoint in. Descend. Alright, so now let's show you where we're at. We hit our breakpoint. Level generate equals 21. I bet I need to put a break in here, or a return. That's my guess. Game. Because then we're jumping right in here. So let's add a return here. Let's see if that clears things up. Put the game back on screen. Six, 19, 18, 19, 20, and our something. It's crashy. I think it will descend. Oh, it's trying to generate the target map, but we didn't. Generate target. So we need to stop after leveling. Descend. So we jump out of level in it, and we never generated our map, and now it's trying to use that map, which is not leading to happiness. So okay. 17, 18, 19, 20, and for the win. Boom. Let's change this level. This is level 20, so we'll just stay on level 20. How did I implement the name creator? I will show you that in a second. Let me just finish this. Just call it this. Where did I build? What did I call that? Name? Maybe? Name create. Hey. Nothing if not obvious. Okay, so all I did, each part of the name is made up of a prefix and a suffix. So I have first name, prefixes, and suffixes, and then last name, prefixes, and suffixes. And I really just set up a bunch of fantastic sounding syllables that would kind of work well, taking one from one list and slapping the other one, other list on the back of it. And I just randomly pick from each of the 4 lists and slap it together. And you could certainly add as many different syllables as you'd like here. Mix it up somehow, depending on the kind of the flavor of name that you want. That's how I did it. And in case, due to the stream, all of the source code for this is available at the GitHub link above my head. So you are free to grab a copy of the source code and use it as, a foundation or pieces of your own game, or you can tweak the game that I'm building. Just have at it. And I will update that with today's changes shortly after the stream concludes. Alright, so let's see if we can find our portal 20. Test that out. It's going to be tricky with an unequipped character and lots of nasty monsters lurking. Oh, see, we're on level 20. Why is there a staircase there? There's a glowing portal here. Why did it render it as a staircase? But we did the, okay, so the enter key, action works. I don't know why it rendered that like did that. Ugh, because I'm a and I mixed up my it's less than 20, render it as a staircase. If it's greater than that, render it as a glowing portal. Never gonna survive this. One smack from like a troll or something. Alright, so what I'm gonna do temporarily is just copy this bad boy, comment this one out, so that all of the portals look like the all of the staircases look like glowing portals. So let's find it on this level. Sweet. Pick up a sword so we can survive. We got some interesting artifact here. Did I screw up layout for this screen? I'm gonna move that. Oh, this is the... Look at that. Gem. It's fine. Dispatch the goblin. Get Torch, equip the battle axe because it does more damage. Just trying to find a portal. Alright, bats are too strong. Bats are definitely too strong. Let's fix that right now. Did some game balancing last week. I think we... So... Pathfinding based on Dijkstra's algorithm, it seems quite efficient. Yes, we're using Dijkstra maps. So we generate, every time the player moves, we recalculate our Dijkstra map for the level, and with the player as the target. So basically the monsters are moving towards, if the monsters can see the player, they will move towards the player. If they cannot see the player, they will move around kind of randomly. Attack is 3. Doesn't seem too strong. The problem is they get to move twice. We'll drop their defense so they're not quite so hard to kill. Fast, but they're... Makes sense. Gem. This kobold's getting toast. Alright, we killed the bat this time. I just want to see a portal. See, the bats can hit you. Even if you run away, because they move faster than you. Just can't visit a specific location without allocating Dijkstra map. Calculating. Not sure what you mean by that. Right now, the only target oh, there's our portal. Okay. That looks good. Okay, so there's a portal. Looks fine. The only target on the Dijkstra map, because when you calculate Dijkstra maps, you can have multiple targets that you're basically calculating from. The only target I have is the player. If I want to build in other cells of interest or targets of interest for monsters, I could certainly build those in, and then they would move based on where they are in relation to those targets and kind of the weight of the targets. They would move towards one or the other. But right now, it's just super simple. Hey, Destroy Computers, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. How's your weekend going? Are you doing Ludum Dare this weekend? I've been having fun watching a bunch of the various streamers working on their games. So there was a weird Screen in game. I just want to check the layout of this screen because there was weird artifacts on the bottom, which may be related to some of the transparency stuff we were working on earlier. Spend it with family, nice. Are not the stats view, the log view. There we go. I'm good. Oh, you didn't know about Ludum Dare? Yeah, it happens 3 times a year. I think it's December, April, and some month in the summer. And it's like 72 hours to build 2? No, I thought it was like 2 days to build a game, and the theme is announced kind of at the very beginning that you can vote on a theme. You propose themes, and then there's voting rounds, but nobody knows what the winning theme is until the start. And so it's kind of cool to see how different people interpret the theme. And it's cool to see, everybody just coding like mad. Which it's interesting to see what programming languages they use, what environments. There's people using Unity, there's people using Game Maker, there's people doing Java, a lot of JavaScript I've seen. One guy I saw using C, which was cool. I was glad to see that. When you think like 48 hours or super tight deadline, your first thought is not C, but if you are proficient enough, then do it in any language. I have never participated, mostly because I don't have like an entire weekend or 3 or 4 days to dedicate to it. But I enjoy watching from the sidelines. Put see where we're rendering the log to. Is it positioned? It's at just hard code. So it's 22. And how big is the stats view? Stats width is 20. So I've got some. I think I want to put that at 20. That's better. Put it back at 22. So this is not getting cleared. How did I say that the background view was not is it transparent? Did I Oh, there is no background. Nothing is covering that, so it's just left over. Interesting. Let's make the log cover it then. 20. log width will be 60. And then we render into the roll. Message count. X is call. Yeah, the proposed themes for Pandara this year were pretty fucking. I think any of them would have been cool to see. Okay, so now we've got our log, we've got our stats view, our map up here. So let's switch our staircases back to staircases. Okay. Equip our shield, grab a gem. Sword or something. Take this guy out. Oh, that's gonna get me. Are there no weapons on this level? There we go. It's always hitting me. That seems strange. Thought we saw this last week. Yep. So when our sword deteriorates, we can. Switch to the battle axe. Oh, welcome, bug. Yeah, I'm glad that they're helpful. Also, above my head, you can see a link to the YouTube where I've archived all of the previous streams, so you can see the project from start to finish if you're so inclined. Can I still sleep? Yeah, I don't know. Let's charge. I'm just resting, get that. Let's see how long until my axe deteriorates. Pick one. I was gonna say I must be close to my max weight. Sneaky staircase. Take it. Alright, now we got trolls, so those guys are gonna be nasty. Carrying too much, so let's drop it. I'll drop one of my swords. Grab this. So that's, I think, as armored as I get. See how we do against the troll, I don't know. Yikes, 8 damage. Did I even hit? Should tell me when I miss. Got wrecked. Poor Gennath. So he should be on the lead. Thought we had fixed that last week as well. Gareth Goldbringer. This is Gennath Gold Grinder. I don't see him on the list. He should be right at the very top. Alright, so our win game, I think our win game screen looks pretty good. How much of your to-do list is left? Not much. Got our add wing addition, a win screen, and we pretty much just finished that. So we can add another item, kind of like up. This is let's do like so that seems pretty good. We have our win condition, we have our win screen. I think we can mark that one done. So we're on to cleanup, bug fixes, and fun stuff. I would like to. I'll probably take a stream to try this. Maybe next week, or. I have a set of graphical tiles that I would like to try and swap out for the map, which would be fun. Because the engine, as I built it, it doesn't know that it's rendering ASCII characters. It just grabs an image from an image map and puts it on the screen where I tell it to. So if that image is the letter A, or that image is an axe, picture of an axe, then it doesn't care. So we can see what happens if we add like a graphical tile set for rendering the map. That might be kind of fun to do as kind of a final touch, and then just kind of declare it done for now, and think about moving on to a second project, which would be fun. And then we can always revisit this stuff in the future as well. Build onto the engine, or build a brand new game on top of the engine. There's a lot of stuff I haven't built in, like saving games, as was mentioned earlier. There's no sound right now, which we can certainly do as for fun. There's no animation, just something else I'd like to do, but just not as part of this initial project scope. So game over. I don't know why that guy didn't make the list. Hall of Fame. It just doesn't make sense. He should have been at the top. What's the win condition? The win condition is you get to level 20 and you find the portal out of the dungeon so that you can escape with all your gems that you found. I don't know, were you here? Have you seen the wind condition screen? Or the wind screen? Oh, and I have to pull out those debug. Oh, we have to fix the descend bug. That's what we need to do. We have not. Okay, let's show you real quick. So there we have a hotkey that just jumps right to the wind screen. So pretend that we're standing at the portal and we enter it. And voila, win. Here it's teleported back to the surface safely. You've got your scores here, your level 20 gems, blah blah blah, and then the menu of stuff to do. And so spent some time earlier streamed cleaning up this image, which we use for our endgame screen. And it askifies kind of nicely, so it's good. So, game, screen, game. We have an issue. Let's clean up some of our debugging hotkeys. So we will comment this out for now. Comment all this stuff out for now. Leave it in here in case we need to debug in the future. And then our in-game screen right now, if you get rid of this, we have, similarly, in-game screen, we have jump codes to start a new map, trigger game over, comment that stuff out. But down here, when we have our descend, we don't have any sort of check that they're on a staircase, which is problematic, because if they ever figure that out, they can just descend right to the end and win. So we check right here. Next item. Where's our get? Because we need to make sure item get is that as our maybe we just add it to the descend team. So in-game to level descend, and before we do any of this, the actual descending, to check to make sure. Okay. So we're going to grab the player's position. Get the game objects at the player position. Is stairs. I forget what we create them at. Stairs. It is just an object with visibility and physicality. So awesome, Alfie. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. If you're enjoying the stream. So a staircase is just a game object with a position component and a physical component. That's it. So, but it's got the name. I think when we checked for it before we for name. Oops. Okay, to left. Okay, make sure the player is on a staircase. So we're going to get the objects at a position. Through the list. Grab the object and then do look at the visibility component. Oops. Do you need our list iterator? Okay, so we'll do Chakma. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Do bool, found stairs. Initialize it to false. So we'll loop through the list of game objects at the player's current position. And for each of those objects, we'll check its visibility component. And we'll check that the name property on that component equals stairs. And if so, then stair stairs is true. And we can then break out of the loop, because we don't need to check anything else. Although chances are there's only the maximum number of items at the player's position should be one. Because we don't allow stacking of items right now. So then, if stairs are here, so they're scroll. If stairs do that. Otherwise, alright, that should be test that out. So now I'm not standing on top of stairs, and I get there are no stairs here. You silly person. Go over here and stand on the stairs, and I get to descend. Good. Okay. So that's fixed. What else? Check for the portals. What other debug code do we have in here? Oh, I can add that to my list too. Clean up. Code. Oh, I wanted to put a message in when the player missed. I need a level. I do. Combat. Combat attack. Let's jump there into our teams. So attacker is player, your attack didn't do any damage, but what about if you miss? Alright, can you steal damage? Attack. You have a hit. Doesn't show when they implement an end boss, which attacks the player at the lowest floor. I don't think so. What we've done is we've made the monsters that appear on the lower floors much nastier. So like you won't see a troll till I forget which level. But when you do, they're kind of nasty. So, and then there's ogres, and a few others that lurk on the lower levels. So instead of having an end boss, we kind of have just scaled difficulty monsters. So let's add an else here. Add a miss message. Do something similar to what we simpler. So we'll do. We'll need to create the string for the player. Now we should get miss messages, except that not, because it's not even in the file. 806 and 1540 is probably. Because I don't have attacker, it's Good damage. I don't need this either. Like, this is you. Oh. Switch. Yes. Don't need that extra per. So now when we to a goblin's power up here. Goblin hits you, you hit the goblin, goblin hits you, you kill the goblin. Great. Nope. Sing happened there. Good for us, but not really great. QA purposes. Get this two. So weird for a staircase. So this time the creature's attack didn't do any, just stupid. Your attack misses. Okay, so we missed. And the bat misses you. Okay, so it is working. It's just sometimes when it hits, it doesn't do any damage. Which I think it should always do some damage. If they hit you, they should always do damage. Let's fix that. So let's say if the damage... So they can always hit you for at least one. Total scream, total attack. Yeah. For now. And, you know, we can tweak with all this stuff for endless amounts of time. How's everyone doing out there? Anybody else working on their own games right now? Let's try and figure out this Hall of Fame thing again. Thought we had it licked last week. Just resting. So that we can find some gems so we can... Okay, got one. Grab this. Made a game? Yeah, I mean, start. My advice is to start small, and don't try and shoot for the stars right off the bat. You need to kind of they're put together. So start with a scope that you think you can finish in a reasonable amount of time, and then once you've finished one project, it'll make it that much easier to finish the next, because you'll have the confidence and the experience. There's a gem. Let's get out of here, see if I can make my escape without these kobolds catching me. Okay. See, once you get equipped up, you're tough to beat. Although I haven't met any trolls or anything. I also want to test and see if my equipment degrades. Should. Dang, that was a tough serpent. Can floor tiles hold multiple items? Not right now. It can hold... I've defined it so that there's one item that can... one piece of equipment that can be on any floor tile. There are certain tiles that have multiple game objects. But in terms of equipment, it won't be, there'll only be one piece of equipment. So like right now on this player's position, we have multiple items on this square, because we've got the player, we've got, and then we've got stairs. Oh, there's some trolls. Now we're gonna die. Yeah, I mean the code is... The kind of the thing that I like, especially about the roguelikes or the games in general, is you put together the small systems, and then you put multiple small systems together, and then they become like this cohesive whole that can sometimes behave in really interesting ways. If you look at a project and you look at the entire scope, it can be a little bit overwhelming, but you just focus on the small items and completing one item at a time, and break it down into easier steps. Alright, I'm gonna get my helmet and put it on, and I'm still... Oh, my battle axe shattered. I must have missed that log message. So we'll equip that too. Let's see what we do against a troll. Alright, so far a whole lot of nothing. Bang, hits me for 8 damage. It's gonna be tough. Okay, so we died and we hit our breakpoint. This guy should be added to the list because he found 9 gems, and the first entry in the list has... the top entry right now has 2, so we're going to add it to the list right at the beginning. Insert that element. Insert after this. It's going to be null, which is right because we want to insert it right at the front. It's the top item. Count the problem that I get killed in my games before I get to the point where I can debug them. Yeah. Well, that's when you add kind of the cheat codes, so you can jump right into particular scenarios or situations. Like we had the code that would allow us to jump and trigger the win game scenario. So that's why there are cheat codes. Okay, so we're inserting it at the top. Just if it's null. Insert after this, get the list tail. That's not. Certain element containing an entity. Use the debugger in such places to give the player more HP. Yeah, that's another option. Like, I'm gonna play through all the way to that. Again, I don't know if the input device is keyboard or joystick or whatever, but if it's keyboard, just define a key combination that will up your HP by a certain amount, where you don't have to jump into the debugger or hit a breakpoint and manually type it in. And then just remember to remove your cheat codes before you ship. This is not so. Insert. After this. I'm inserting this in the wrong place in the list. I don't want to insert it after the tail. I think that's wrong. Or if I can skip this. Insert after. What's this do? Okay, so if it's null, I want to insert it, which is true. So let's jump in here to this point, and then this element is not null, and I'm going to try and set it to null. Can I do that? Set value. Can I just do? This could be scary. Identifier null is undefined. Thank you. How about 0? No. Set it to 0. Okay, that worked. Yeah, now he's at the top of the list. I don't know why that was. I just realized you guys didn't see that. So the problem here is this right here, this code. We're checking insert after this if it's null. We're saying insert after this is the tail, which is not. Certain element contain entity. So the case we're trying to guard against here is if insert after is insert after. Okay, so we look for the entity. So looking for the entity that it should be inserted before. So we only have a list insert after routine, which is maybe to add a routine to our list. So we're trying to do figuring out what we need to insert it after. So if it's null, we just leave it. How do I keep track of all the functions? I kind of chunk them by the system that they're involved in, but really one of the things that I've been thinking about doing is kind of a refactoring of the code base into more files. And also, along with that refactor, kind of go for your more traditional C program structure where you've got the header files and the implementation files. I may do that as an exercise kind of off stream and include it in the repository if people want to see that, because I don't think that's going to be very interesting to watch. It's going to be very tedious. Hey Indica, how's it going? Am I a math guy? I wouldn't call myself a math guy. I did go to school for computer science, so there was a fair bit of math sprinkled in to that education, but why do you ask? So insert after this is null. That's perfectly okay. We don't care. I think our case should be not if insert after this is null. The current game doesn't rank higher than other games. Okay, just gotta remove this right here. Doesn't help. First time here. Is Unity or Unreal Engine sufficient enough to make an original game, or do you need to know coding languages? So Unity and Unreal Engine both have underlying coding languages. Unity uses C# to kind of basically in Unity, if I understand it correctly, you put together various graphical components and entities and objects, but to give them instructions on how to handle certain events or inputs or whatever, you need to tie those together with code. So for Unity, you definitely need C#. Unreal Engine, I think I don't know enough about Unreal Engine, but I know that Unreal Engine has these things called blueprints that you can do a lot of kind of scripting and coding and defining what you want done not using a coding language, you kind of tie things together and draw it out almost graphically. But I think that there's still, still underlying code. You're gonna need to write code in either of those environments. Even something like Game Maker Pro, you're writing code at some level. Oh, I got wrecked. Okay, so let's see. This guy is not going to make the list, so let's make sure that that works. Garrigan Suncaster, and he is not in the list, so that's good. All right, so that case works where he's not good enough to qualify for the list. Engines to deal with more complicated programming. So yeah, you need to learn coding. So I would say if you're interested in kind of learning the process, check out Unity. And watch some. They've got a lot of tutorial videos, and kind of start with a small project and show you how to put together the pieces for that. And then the video series kind of expands out into more complex projects and network programming and different things you might want to integrate into your game. So I'd say check that out. Check out those videos and see to get a sense of really what's involved. Might be a good place to start. All right, I want to find at least stinking gem, so that I can make the middle of the list. TAD system for text-based game. I haven't heard of that one. Is that for making text-based? Is that for making text-based games like Zork and that sort of thing, or is it for ASCII mode games? I just need to find one stinking gem. Come on, there it is. Alright, so once I find this, I can die happily. Alright, this is Marith's Sword Hexer. And he should make the list, and there he is! Level 1 gem. Okay, so I think we've tested getting onto the top of the list, we've tested getting to the middle of the list, and we've tested not making the list. It's for Zork-like games. Okay, yeah. And for doing that, yeah, that is more scripting. I don't think there's any involved in that. If there is, it's very simple, like if statements and oh, did you post links? Let me see if I can let you. Hold on, let me see what I can do about that. I don't actually know how to moderate very well, so I apologize for that. I don't know how to allow you to post links, I apologize. If you whisper it to me, I can put it up. I'm gonna wrap things up in a few minutes here. I'll hard stop at 1:30, so let's go for 15 minutes. See what we can figure out. So we've got our Hall of Fame working. We can do what else? What else we got on our list? Fix the descent sheet. Oh, we want to level the player stats as they get to harder levels. Because right now we're leveling the monster stats, but the player can only hit like a certain max kind of equipment level, and at that point they're going to be that's their maximum damage that they can do. We don't have any concept of leveling the player. Let's see if we can do something like that really quick. I think it's in the combat stuff that we did it for the monsters. Because last week we determined that the monsters were had an unfair disadvantage, or had a disadvantage in that they never got to hit harder. But I don't think we actually carried that over to the player. So here, the monster, oh, that's what it was, the attack modifier. The monster was not getting any benefit. They couldn't pick up equipment, so there was no they were never getting an attack or defense modifier. So we added it so that the attack and defense modifier for the monsters would scale with the level. However, the player, there you go, tads.org. That'll work. Spell it out. Yeah, I think I've looked at that before. I thought somebody was I just tried to launch Firefox and it decided to update on me, so anyway. There it is. Okay, it's not too terrible. Yeah, so you can grade your own fiction, which is pretty cool, and I think bench, you can't. I thought I remember reading a while back, because I took a brief dip into interactive fiction. I thought somebody was like implementing one of these systems from scratch, and they had like a Kickstarter for it, but I can't remember what. I don't know what happened to that project in terms of sure. Oh, there. Maybe that was what it was. Was it for the? They were doing it for. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. I thought somebody was implementing one from scratch. As like a modern one, because a lot of those engines are so old. So we want to be able to scale the player, because the monsters at the deeper levels hit harder, so we need to be able to scale the player's attack to be able to deal with those. So let's add a maybe the player mod is just the current level number, or what current level mine are, just 1. If the attacker I don't want to give. Do I want to give the player a defense mod? Yes. Okay. If the attacker is not the player, do taunt. I want to make it a mod. We want to scale the play. We want to scale their base amount. So where's our player? We want to scale their base attack. Maybe we do it as a descend. Let's do this. Find descend, level descend, get the player, blah blah blah. If we found the stairs, blah blah blah. Let's init our level, and then scale the player's attack, and let's say base attack defense. Or boost. Buff. Buff. Do I have a link to the player? Oh, I can't remember. Yep, I do. I hold a player object. So I don't need to find it. And we'll do attack. Combat. Stats. Combat stats. Attack. Plus equal 2? 1? 2? 2. Defense is going to be plus equal 1. We'll scale defense by 1. Let's see if that doesn't work. Doesn't like it. Okay, so now if we find, let's get this. You can see our attack is 5 with 0 modifier here. When we equip the sword, it becomes a modifier of 3. See if we can take out these bats, grab a gem, and find the stairs, because I want to test that. Ooh, killed him with 1 point left. And lots of gems. There's our stairs. We still had our descend cheat code. We could use that, but we don't. To do this the hard way. Darn it. Darn that kobold. Maru Warbringer. There he is, good. He's in the proper place in the list, so we tested. We verified that. Come on, we gotta find the stairs. Oh, we're gonna totally fight the farm. There's stairs around when you can find. Let's grab this so we can live a little bit longer. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what you were talking about before. Monsters kill you before you get to the part where you want to test. During these monsters. Definitely dying here. Sadness. Okay. Seriously. Maybe I should put the cheat codes back in. Can't get away from these bats. Why are my gems 6? Seems wrong. I think I didn't clear my game state properly. That's interesting. Pick this up. If I started a new game, I bet I didn't reset my gem counter. So many, you see, the more you play, the more you find. Okay, come on, where's the friggin' stairs? So we got 8 gems. Yeah, there's definitely an issue with cleaning up after the game. I think we need, but for the moment, since we've got a hard stop in like a couple months, let's do in-game. What books or resources do I recommend to start in-game programming? So actually, last week I mentioned that I was going to do this, and if you look in on the page below me, there should be links and stuff to a bunch of recommended books that I have, and I will be adding to that list as time goes on. But those are all books that I have on my bookshelf right now, so I recommend them. Hopefully people. So I want to try this. They have a new raid feature on Twitch that I'd like to try in just a few months. There we go. Okay, descend. So we should see what we should see is the attack and defense should get buffed. So that should go to like 7 and 3, I would think, if we descend. There it goes, 7 and 3. So now we've got our buffed player. He's a little bit more of a badass. And hopefully by the time he gets to the lower levels, he will be somewhat scaled with making that up. Excellent. So that worked. I mean, we uncovered a few more bugs. Let me write a bug for let's see. New game doesn't clean up gyms. I think that there's still a few items that we need to kind of tidy up when cleaning up and going level to level, and then also when starting a brand new game from scratch, not from scratch from like a cold start, but when starting a game after you've already played a previous game. So, all right, I've got a hard stop set for 1:30, which is now, but I would like to try out one of these, the brand new raid feature. So if you will stick with me at least through the raid, you don't. Let's figure out who we would like to raid. Because I want to try this out. It's going to be fun. Satoru, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Let's see who we want to manage. Let's see who's up. Let's mute that. Thank you very much. Let's see who is up. We'll do browse, creative, do game dev, and then let's see. There is, let's see, where's all right, I think we're gonna raid play Dungeon Mons. If you have not played the game Dungeon Mons and you're into roguelikes, then I highly recommend it. And the developer is a lot of fun to watch as well. So let me figure out how this is done. But let me put up my kind of ending stream thing, give you my blurb for a second. Thank you everyone for watching. As you know, all of the previous archives are available on YouTube, and the source code for this is available on GitHub, so you can grab that and play around with it on your own, make your own game, or use it as a kind of a foundation for what you're building, or just a reference implementation. So what's this raid about? Basically it means that I'm going to be hosting another channel on my stream, and so you can just kind of drop in and they get a notification that my viewers are heading over to them. So let's see if that, let's see what this looks like. I've never done it before, but it's a brand new feature. So thanks everyone for watching, and enjoy Dungeon Mons stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, it's gone through. It's not rendering very well on my screen. Let's see. All right, so it's going to be raiding in just a few minutes.